So this game came out in 2000, correct?
Same year Capcom released Capcom vs. SNK, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Project Justice for Dreamcast, which was, I guess you'd say, a true 3D fighter, because you could kind of rotate around the other opponent. So the original mode, they don't have an arcade mode. I don't believe this game was actually released in arcades, unlike the first two. So though there's tag in this game, the original mode is just one player. And if you're familiar with Street Fighter, you'll see a lot of characters that just don't make any sense to you here. Without introducing too many of them, it's about 50% of the roster that's brand new. But we will play as Nanase. Alright, so in this mode, it's literally you against 3 different people, and you kind of have to fend for yourself. As you can see, it's I wouldn't call it easy by any measure. And that's not because this is at a hard difficulty, it's just kind of an odd balance. You can't really turn around to face the person behind you. You're kind of just always facing the direction that you jump.
But even though you're fighting 3 people at once, each of the individual fighters has just like a little bit of health, whereas you come equipped with your entire bar.
That is true. That is true. That's a good point. And this is pretty straightforward. I mean, this is kind of the way it goes, and you get to choose, your next 3 teams. And as you just saw very briefly, you can recruit one of the people that you've defeated. You don't have to get them, because I believe you can have a total of 4 characters. And so over time, you may not have wanted, to recruit a specific person.
Now, is that like a tag team type situation, or are you fighting like 2-on-2, or 3-on-1 as we just saw?
So let me see here. That's a very good question. Considering it says tag battle at the top of the screen, I'm willing to bet that you tag in and out, and you do that by hitting the 2 heavy attack buttons at once. And I can see also that there's not 3 people on the screen. So
I'd say that's a pretty safe assumption at this point.
Considering this is called original mode, I guess it's a very original approach to consistency, in that there is none. But yeah, so this this mode lets you tag out, and once you have 4 people, I'm assuming you can really only choose 2 of those because there's no way to tag out between 4 of them. But there are so many modes in this game that incorporate multiple people, and they all kind of operate differently. So let's head back to the menu real quick and take a look at some of those. So this is the arena mode, and there's all these different options here. You have tag battle, which is essentially each person picks 2 different characters, and you can be on the same team against the computer, or you can face just the computer or your opponent. Pretty self-explanatory, so we're not going to go into those too much right now. Dramatic battle, a little bit different. This is where you control 2 characters against the computer, and this one is you kind of like the first round of the original mode against 3 other computer characters. And rather than go into these, just kind of highlight the differences, but I do want to show off this Versus Bison 2 mode. At the top of the screen, you can kind of see, you have different silhouettes, and you can choose the number of characters you want to have, and that'll define how much health each individual character has. And let's just go with 4, because that's ridiculous. These guys, let's pick some new people. Garuda and Darwin Meister, if you will, misspelled. And so this version of M. Bison is particularly difficult compared to his normal rendition.
So Peter, M. Bison has he has like a 3-section meter there that's blinking red below his health. Is that like your traditional fighting game energy meter?
Yeah, so you can pull off, super combos, which is your traditional, either 2 quarter circles and a punch, or quarter circle and 3 things. That was a super combo right there. When you have all 3, you can pull off what's called a meteor combo, which is just a very powerful alternate super combo. And in the old games, specifically up until EX2, the original arcade release, only some characters had those meteor combos. The home release, the EX Plus Alpha, which also got an arcade release a year after, everyone had one. And so in this game, it's just kind of standard that they all have it.
Seems kind of an odd exclusion to only give some characters meteor combos and leave others out.
Yeah, hence the re-release. As you can see, that this is still pretty quick. And one thing this game is really good at is not suffering from having too many characters on screen. As you probably noticed earlier when we were playing against 3 different characters, there was very little frame rate issues to notice. So in some regards, Capcom, or I guess Eureka, pulled off a neat trick here, because for a long time it was kind of hard for companies to pull off the multiple character within a battle, like, under your control.
Yeah, without it turning into just a complete slideshow.
Yeah, it was really hard in the original PlayStation, but even then, it took a while for people to really get good at making games like that. So Bison, he's dead.
Are you going to get some more arbitrary points and a medal to rank up? Post it to your non-existent leaderboard?
No. We have so much of this game to look at in so little time. One of the really interesting
Character edit?
Yeah. One of the really interesting things is this character called Ace. Now we've gone ahead and we've got a lot of experience points. We've unlocked all the moves. So we can customize this character Ace, who comes in 2 different versions, left or right. And those really just sort of give you 2 different options to have a custom character. And so what you do is you can go in here, use your experience points that you get from would be the trial mode. And so you use those to purchase all these different moves, and you can essentially build a moves list for this guy.
Now, is Ace the only character you can do this with?
Yes, he's the only character.
Okay.
But that's why they give you 2 different versions.
Yeah, so you have little options.
Yeah, so you have your standard special moves, they call them super moves, I guess. You got super combos down here, meteor combo, and all those can be switched out. Obviously with only the same type of move. So you can just kind of give them whatever you want, go on through. And and then you can go in here and you can test it out. I have no idea who his opponent is. He's kind of frightening.
Guy with shorts.
Yeah.
And messed up shoulder.
Ace himself is quite reminiscent of Kaneda from the film Akira, which is very odd.
Oh yeah, he's kind of got the. All he needs is like a big red scarf and perhaps an arm that turns into a monstrous thing.
You're thinking of Tetsuo.
Oh crap, I am thinking of Tetsuo. Get my Akira character mixed up.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, so this is kind of unique in its own way. It's a little limited. This, granted, is just the test mode. You can use your custom character in any of the modes. But considering this game doesn't have online play, it's almost, it's fun for yourself, maybe fun for the person you're playing with, but it doesn't have the same impact as certain games do today. All right, so these are pretty much the versus modes that are worth playing.
Let's start out with straight versus, then we'll do a little teamwork versus, and I can totally bring you down.
I'm gonna go with my favorite, Skullomania.
Yeah. So talk me through some of the techniques in this game.
I don't know Dr. Dark's moveset, but okay. So to throw, light punch, light kick.
Okay.
That was me just
headbutting.
Doing neither one of those.
So it looks like is it a 6-button system or a 4-button?
Yeah, it's 6-button. You got to use R1 and L1 for your actual.
Okay.
If you use L1 and R2 or R2 and L2, those are like the light. So what you just did right there is a move that essentially stuns the character if it lands.
Yeah.
Leaves you open.
You can't dash backwards and forward. That's interesting.
You can't necessarily. I think if you're far enough away, you actually can. I know you like me and all, but give me some space.
I know, I hear you.
There you go.
Oh, you can. Okay, so you can run. But then yeah, otherwise, like I was doing that move with the whip there. That's just like your standard fireball motions flare. So it seems like a lot of the inputs are obviously carry over from previous Street Fighter.
It's very similar. Yeah. One thing that was really weird, I was looking through.
I need to tag. Oh, and I totally did by mashing buttons for the win.
So Sakura, I'm gonna go to her move list real quick.
Okay.
Kind of non-standard here.
Really?
See that 360?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What is she, a grappler?
Aha! Is what it's called. Yeah, she's got, they give you some combos too, but it ends in a throw, which is just
how bizarre.
So odd. All right, so let's get out of here and let's just play one more mode where we're on the same team.
Yeah, let's do some cooperative.
And even here, it's very strange. It can be myself, you, and the computer versus the computer. So I mean, let's just do that.
That sounds like a conflict of interest, Peter.
Whoa! Okay, so yeah,
we're all out here.
We
okay.
are. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is a dramatic battle.
She does
if there
have
ever was one.
What is that thing on her arm?
I'm surprised you don't recognize that.
Oh, it must be the yeah.
It's essentially a actuated fist.
It seems like you could set up a.
I said she was a nerd, right?
It seems like you could just set up unblockables all day long when you have 3 people on the screen. Whoa, she got...
Yeah.
That face.
Yeah, and someone's having a seizure.
Just right off camera. My guy is a little photogenic. Let's do another one of those. That was over awfully quick.
That was very quick,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably going to get hurt, Jack. Sorry. So once in a while, this game, when you get too far away, will shift to this like I don't know, isometric. I guess
you talking about like that down the hallway perspective? That
yeah. It's just weird.
Like right there.
Yeah, but let's really be honest though. Like I was saying earlier, this game does not suffer from any frame rate issues.
That's true. I mean, there are four beings on the screen right now, and it's fighting pretty smoothly.
Yeah. I mean that. Whether or not this game is a successful Street Fighter title or even a good fighting game, it does a lot of things right. And I think the first two games were interesting, and this one is kind of like a litmus test for what the PS2 was capable of in the right hands.
Okay.
Maybe from the creative standpoint, it's not the best, but technically, it's a really interesting package because it offers a lot of different things. Where I think a lot of games would say, "Oh, well, this mode we could do it. It doesn't fit." This thing is just a smorgasbord of options of
That's what it seems like between like all the different like special boss challenge modes, all the different like combinations of 2-on-2 and 1-on-3. We're gonna fight Giant Blanca.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, it's good. Let's do it.
Shall we capitalize the episode with this battle?
Sure.
All right. Okay.
Oh, Red Blanca, my favorite Blanca.
I should note, unlike typical modern Street Fighter games,
oh, okay.
depending on what button you use to select your character, you get a different color.
Ooh.
No longer.
Sick burn, bro.
Yeah. DLC was not invented, and thus we could not be tapped for change every couple months.
Totally get colors.
Yeah.
So do you think any chance of a re-release? Any chance of this coming back?
A re-release?
Well, I mean, like as through XBLA or something like that.
No, I don't see it happening.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say Capcom would be particularly proud of this product at this point in time. I mean, that kind of says it all, right? These didn't sell very well. They did good in the arcades, especially in Japan.
Yeah.
I don't see it being totally relevant today. But it's a very interesting game from an interesting point in fighting game history that I think maybe a lot of people could have missed. So that's why I wanted to show it to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention, at least.
You are so welcome.
And we hope you guys at home enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We're going to try to get more of these out at a more regular pace. And
if you have any ideas, let us know in the comments of this post. Eventually we want to start planning these out, but we're open. Let us know what you want to see.
Yeah. So until next time, this is Maxwell McGee,
Peter Brown,
and saying thanks for watching and take care.